Hey there, welcome back to the channel everyone. It's seriously a fantastic story, you know. This is all about American history, with some truly beautiful traditions and amazing personal transformation, you know. Grab your favorite coffee, get comfy, and we'll really dive into the origins of this important season together, okay? Think of it like sacred geometry, a perfect divine pattern. Larger, cosmic design of sacrifice and rebirth. It's a beautiful reminder that even after the darkest moments, light and life will always return. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the history, and some might say, the sacred geometry of a day that defines America. The 4th of July. We all know the fireworks, the barbecues, the red, white, and blue. And what are the incredible, almost mystical coincidences that surround it? Stick around, because the story is way more fascinating than you might think. Let's start with the basics. What exactly are we celebrating? On July 4th, 1776, the Second Continental Congress, meeting in Philadelphia, officially adopted the Declaration of Independence. This was the moment the 13 American colonies declared themselves free from the rule of King George III of Great Britain. They weren't just colonies anymore. They were united, free, and independent states. This document wasn't just a political statement. It was a philosophical one, asserting that all men are created equal with certain unalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But here's a common misconception. Was July 4th the day independence was actually decided? Not exactly. The timeline is a bit more complex. The first real move came on June 7, 1776. That's when Richard Henry Lee of Virginia stood before the Continental Congress and proposed a resolution. It was a bold move, calling for the colonies to be free and independent. The idea was so radical that Congress decided to postpone the final vote to give everyone time to think and consult their home colonies. So on June 11th, they appointed a group of 5 delegates, famously known as the Committee of Five, to draft the Declaration. This committee included some of the brightest minds of the era: John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Roger Sherman, Robert Livingston, and a young, eloquent Virginian named Thomas Jefferson, who would become the primary author. Fast forward to July 2nd, 1776. This is the day the Continental Congress actually voted in favor of Richard Henry Lee's resolution for independence. He wrote to his wife, Abigail, saying July 2nd would be celebrated by future generations with pomp and parade, with shows, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations. He was right about the celebrations, just off by 2 days. So why July 4th? On that day, after 2 days of debating and editing Jefferson's draft, Congress officially adopted the final wording of the Declaration of Independence. Once approved, it was sent to a printer named John Dunlap, who produced about 200 copies known as the Dunlap broadsides. These were the first printed versions, and they were sent out across the new nation to be read aloud to the public and the troops. Crucially, at the top of these documents was the date, July 4th, 1776. That's the date that stuck. But wait, there's more to the timeline. What about the famous painting of all the delegates signing the Declaration? That iconic image is a bit misleading. The actual signing of the fancy official parchment copy didn't happen until nearly a month later. On August 2nd, 1776, most of the 56 delegates signed it on that day, with others adding their names even later. So while we celebrate July 4th, the path to independence was really a series of crucial steps over several weeks. Now, how did this date turn into the massive national holiday we know today? An official dinner for the Continental Congress, toasts, 13-gun salutes for each of the new states, parades, and even fireworks. George Washington, then commanding the Continental Army, gave his soldiers a double ration of rum on July 4th, 1778, to mark the occasion. These early celebrations were spontaneous and local. The holiday's popularity really took off after the War of 1812 against Great Britain. The conflict stirred up a new wave of patriotism. Towns and cities across the country started hosting their own parades and fireworks displays, making it a widespread tradition. Despite its popularity, it took a long time for the 4th of July to become an official holiday. It wasn't until 1870 that the U.S. Congress passed a law making Independence Day a federal holiday. But here's a fun fact. For the first several decades, it was an unpaid holiday for federal workers. It wasn't until 1938, in the midst of the Great Depression, that Congress changed it to a paid federal holiday, ensuring that all federal employees could celebrate without losing a day's pay. Okay, so we've covered the history. Almost unbelievable coincidences that seem to weave a deeper narrative into this date. Let's talk about the architects of the Declaration, Thomas Jefferson and John Adams. These two men were central figures in the fight for independence. They started as close friends and collaborators, became bitter political rivals, one a Democratic Republican, the other a Federalist, and then, in their later years, reconciled through a remarkable series of letters, reflecting on the nation they helped create. Now here's where it gets spooky. In the summer of 1826, America was preparing to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, the Golden Jubilee. Both Jefferson, then 83, and Adams, 90, were in failing health. Across the country, people were planning massive celebrations, and many hoped these two titans of the Revolution would live to see this incredible milestone. And they did, barely, on July 4, 1826. Exactly 50 years to the day after the Declaration was adopted, both Thomas Jefferson and John Adams died. Jefferson passed away first at his home in Monticello, Virginia. A few hours later, hundreds of miles away in Quincy, Massachusetts, John Adams also passed. His last words were reportedly, "Thomas Jefferson survives. He was wrong." Jefferson had already died, but Adams was unaware. The fact that these two founding fathers, friends turned rivals turned friends again, both died on the 50th anniversary of their greatest joint achievement, is a coincidence so profound it feels like something out of a myth. The news stunned the nation. It was seen as a sign of divine providence, a heavenly seal of approval on the American experiment. Orators and newspapers declared it a moment of holy and sacred coincidence. It solidified the 4th of July not just as a date on a calendar, but as a day with a unique, almost mystical, significance in the American story. But the pattern doesn't stop there. As if one mind-boggling coincidence wasn't enough, history decided to add another. Let's talk about James Monroe, another founding father and the 5th U.S. president. He was the last of the so-called Virginia dynasty of presidents, alongside Washington, Jefferson, and Madison. Monroe was a Revolutionary War veteran, wounded at the Battle of Trenton. He was a key figure in the early Republic. And when did James Monroe die? You guessed it. He passed away on July 4, 1831, 5 years after Jefferson and Adams. The death of a third founding father and former president on the anniversary of independence further cemented the date's almost supernatural reputation. At this point, it felt less like a coincidence and more like a pattern written into the fabric of the nation's destiny. So when you see those fireworks lighting up the sky this year, remember the full story. It's not just about one day. It's about a process, a debate, a bold declaration, and a series of events that unfolded over weeks. And it's about the incredible, almost poetic, lives and deaths of the people who risked everything for an idea. The 4th of July is more than just a holiday. It's a day woven with history, principle, and a touch of what can only be described as historical magic. What part of the 4th of July story fascinates you the most? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into history, hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into something truly special, a topic that combines history, celebration, and a little bit of what I like to call sacred geometry. We're talking about the 4th of July, but not just any 4th of July. We're zeroing in on the ultimate destination for American independence, Philadelphia. And more specifically, we're looking ahead to the massive once-in-a-generation event that is the semi-quincentennial in 2026. So why Philadelphia? This is the city where the Declaration of Independence was debated, drafted, and adopted back in 1776. It's the ground zero of American freedom. Every year, Philly throws an incredible party, but 2026 is going to be on a whole other level. This isn't just an anniversary. It's the 250th anniversary of the United States. Think about that for a second. 2.5 centuries. Philadelphia is set to be the absolute centerpiece of the nation's celebrations. And trust me, you're going to want to be there. Let's get into the details of what makes 2026 so monumental. The city is pulling out all the stops, and the main event is the WOW Welcome America Festival. But this isn't your typical weekend festival. In 2026, it's a colossal 16-day citywide celebration, running from June 19th all the way to July 4th. We're talking about more than 2 weeks of non-stop festivities. The entire city will be buzzing with energy. What does this 16-day festival include? So much free stuff. There will be free concerts featuring major artists, free admission days at some of Philly's world-class museums, and a ton of community programs and events happening in neighborhoods all across the city. It's designed to be an inclusive celebration for everyone, from locals to visitors from around the globe. The goal is to make history and culture accessible to all, and it creates this incredible atmosphere where the entire city feels like one giant, joyous party. Now let's talk about the grand finale. The entire WOW Welcome America Festival culminates on the evening of July 4th itself. This is the moment everyone will be waiting for. It starts with a massive, and did I mention, free concert right on the iconic Benjamin Franklin Parkway. Imagine tens of thousands of people gathered together, music filling the air, with the stunning Philadelphia Museum of Art as the backdrop. It's a truly breathtaking scene. And just when you think it can't get any better, the sky explodes. The concert is immediately followed by a spectacular fireworks display over the museum. This is a world-class pyrotechnic masterpiece, choreographed to music and lighting up the Philly skyline. It's a powerful, emotional, and visually stunning way to cap off the celebration of America's birthday in the city where it all began. This experience alone is worth the trip. But wait, there's a historic twist for 2026 that makes it even more incredible. In a perfect alignment of global and national celebration, Philadelphia will be hosting a FIFA World Cup match on July 4th, 2026. Yes, you heard that right. A World Cup knockout stage game happening at Lincoln Financial Field on America's 250th birthday. Can you imagine the energy in the city? The world's most popular sporting event, meeting America's most important national holiday, all in one place. It's a convergence of culture, sports, and patriotism that we will likely never see again in our lifetimes. The city will be electric with fans from all over the world, adding an amazing international flavor to the festivities. Of course, the 4th of July in Philadelphia wouldn't be complete without its traditional, deeply historic ceremonies. The Independence Day Parade is a must-see. It's a massive procession that travels from the historic Old City, past Independence Hall, all the way to City Hall. It features elaborate floats, a strong military presence with various units, and incredible marching bands from across the country. The streets are lined with people waving flags, cheering, and soaking in the patriotic atmosphere. It's a moving tribute to the nation's history and its people. And for the real history buffs, the heart of the day is the celebration of freedom ceremony. This event takes place right at Independence Hall, on the very spot where the Declaration was signed. It's a more formal and deeply meaningful event. You'll hear patriotic music that stirs the soul and listen to a reading of the Declaration of Independence. Being there, hearing those powerful words in that historic location, is a profound experience. It connects you directly to the founders and the revolutionary spirit of 1776. It's a moment of reflection and gratitude amidst all the celebration. Leading up to the holiday, on July 2nd, The one and only Queen Latifah will be performing with the prestigious U.S. Army Field Band and Soldiers Chorus. What a powerful combination that will be. Then, on July 3rd, get ready for the incredible voice of Idina Menzel, who will be joined by the Philly Pops. Her performances are always show-stopping, and with a full orchestra behind her, it's going to be magical. The festival also honors other important cultural moments. Earlier in the festival, as part of the celebration of Black Music Month, Philly's own hip-hop icon Eve will take the stage. And for the Juneteenth block party, you'll get to see the legendary DJ Jeff on the decks. And adding a bit of glamour to the Independence Day parade, Miss America and all 52 state title holders will be making an appearance. It's a true showcase of talent and culture from across the nation, all converging in Philadelphia. With a lineup like this, every single day of the festival is going to be an unforgettable event. Now I know huge crowds aren't for everyone. There's the Freedom Festival at Pleasant Hill Park. This is a super family-friendly event. It has a more relaxed community vibe with food trucks, a Ferris wheel for the kids, and yes, its own fantastic fireworks display. It's a great option if you want to celebrate with a bit more breathing room. For another taste of history away from the main crowds, you can head to historic Germantown. They hold annual bell-ringing ceremonies and have music at the historic Concord Schoolhouse. It's a charming and for the 21 and over crowd looking for a different kind of celebration, there's the official July 4th Bar Crawl. This is a self-guided tour that takes you through some of the city's most popular bars. You get themed drink specials and get to explore different neighborhoods while celebrating with friends. So no matter your style, there's a perfect 4th of July experience waiting for you in Philadelphia. So let's recap. The 4th of July in 2026 in Philadelphia is shaping up to be the celebration of a lifetime. You have the 16-day WOWA Welcome America Festival packed with free concerts and events. You have the grand finale concert and fireworks show at the Art Museum. You have the historic alignment with a FIFA World Cup match. And you have the deeply meaningful parades and ceremonies at the nation's birthplace. Plus, a whole host of alternative celebrations to fit any vibe. This isn't just a party. It's a pilgrimage for anyone who loves history, culture, and wants to be part of a truly monumental national moment. The sacred geometry of it all, the history, the location, the timing, it's all aligning for an unforgettable experience. I'm already making my plans, and I highly recommend you start thinking about it too. This is one of those I was there when moments you'll be talking about for years to come. What's up, everyone? Get ready to mark your calendars, because the Roots Picnic is back for 2026, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. This year, there's a huge change. The festival is moving to a brand new legendary spot, the Belmont Plateau in Philly's beautiful Fairmount Park. We're talking more space, better vibes, and an unforgettable experience. The dates are set for Saturday, May 30th and Sunday, May 31st, 2026. Now let's get to the part you've all been waiting for, the headliner. Brace yourselves, because on Saturday night, the one and only JAY-Z will be taking the stage alongside the incredible Roots. This isn't just any performance. It's a special celebration for the 30th anniversary of his iconic debut album, Reasonable Doubt. Can you even imagine the energy? JAY-Z and The Roots, together on one stage performing classics. It's going to be legendary. Well, that's the massive news for Saturday. The full lineup with over 30 performances across 3 stages is still rolling out. So keep your eyes peeled for the Sunday headliner and more amazing artists. But the Roots Picnic is more than just music. They're upgrading the whole experience this year. They've listened to fan feedback and are making some serious improvements. First off, a second entrance is being added to cut down on those long lines, so you can get in faster and start the party sooner. They're also boosting the tech with new and improved messaging services to keep you updated on everything happening around the festival grounds. And let's talk about the food. The Roots themselves are handpicking some of Philadelphia's top restaurants to bring you an incredible curated food experience. Plus, there will be a dedicated vendor village showcasing amazing Black-owned businesses. It's all about celebrating the culture. So how do you get in on this? Tickets are on sale right now. You can head over to the official Roots Picnic website to grab yours. There are a few different options. You've got general admission, which gets you access to all the stages and vendors. If you want a little extra comfort, JAÐ+ offers a shaded lounge, private bars, and your own entry lane. For the ultimate fans, Silver VIP gives you premium stage views and other cool perks. Gold VIP is already sold out, which just shows you how high the demand is, so don't wait. This is a monumental event you don't want to miss. JAÐ-Z The Roots, a new venue, and a completely revamped fan experience. It's the perfect way to kick off your summer. Go grab your tickets now, and I'll see you at the Plat. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more updates. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope this got you as excited for 2026 as I am. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our future deep dives. Let me know in the comments if you're planning on heading to Philly for the 250th. See you in the next one.